my conviction that it is the line managers who have to look at formulating HR strategy and implementation. And that's the one big difference that we can do in bringing about success on the human capital front in the country. Should I talk about the topic right now?
Topic you would like to.
Okay, so my views about the situations are, I mean, I'm sure we'll talk about some of the suggested actions that one can take. Situation number one is at the global level vis-a-vis national level. How does India look like vis-a-vis the rest of the world? Is that India is growing and the demand of talent, demand of human capital in India tends to be higher than the supply, which is not necessarily true right now in many other countries. So the relevance of human resource strategy in India is that much more because the war for talent in India is that much more intense. So that's at the national level vis-a-vis the globe. At the intersectoral level, the issue that I see is that over the last 20, 30 years, there has been a shift from manufacturing and the traditional employer industries to services in a massive way. Whether you talk about telecom or tourism or healthcare or IT or things like that. So what that has done is a mix of good and bad because the bads have not been addressed. So now we have a huge urban or semi-urban focus in our employment pattern. We also have a tendency to neglect the traditional industrial relations, employee relations best practices. And slowly industrial relations has become a vanishing tribe of professionals. At the firm level, organizational level, the issue that I want to talk about is that today everybody is crying hoarse about attrition, that employees are leaving us. And we don't really know how much attrition is good for a company for continuous renewal of the organization. But is it really a supply-demand issue? Is there really a dearth of human capital in the country? We know that lots of MBAs, lots of engineers, lots of technicians are passing out every day. And some study had shown that only 1/4 of the engineers are perhaps employable. But even if we consider that for a fact, that 1/4 of the engineers are employable, even then we produce a lot of engineers. But I see, and I have some data with me which shows that now lateral hires, by that I mean hiring of people greater than 1 year's experience or 2 years' experience. The lateral hires are much more than the hiring of fresh young professionals. What that tells me is that we are creating this war for talent by fighting for experienced people and moving them from company to company, which is good for them. But we are, as companies, we are not doing enough to recruit greenhorns and develop and train them. And at the same time, and create a pipeline of leadership, create a pipeline for managerial talent, create a pipeline for internal growth. And that investment is something that we are fighting shy of. And this is an issue which is probably creating the so-called war for talent or the supply-demand mismatch amongst the experienced pool of talent. And this is something which needs correction.